The Great Barrier Reef is located off the coast of Queensland, Australia. It's made up of over 2,900 individual reefs, making it the largest in the world. It's got 900 islands stretching over 2,300 kilometers. This makes it the ideal home for over 1,500 fish, 411 types of hard coral, 1/3 of the world's soft coral, 134 species of sharks and rays, 6 of the world's 7 species of threatened sea turtles, and more than 30 species of marine mammals. This is why it is seen as something to protect from natural and human activities.
There are copious amounts of endangered species living in these ecosystems. Some of these species range from vulnerable to threatened. Some of these organisms are as follows: helmet shells, seahorses, sea dragons, whale shark, pipefish, potato cod, green nose shark, great white shark, freshwater and green sawfish, sea snakes, turtles, whales, dolphins, and many mammals, including the threatened dugong. Coral is also suffering from the effects of global warming and human activities.
The government has many plans for protecting the reef. Money is an important part of that needs to be addressed. For the 2050 plan, they will need over $2 million in the next decade. The government is committing $56.1 million over a 4-year span to protect Australia's marine biodiversity.
There are many factors affecting the ecosystem in the Great Barrier Reef. Many of these are caused by human activities, although many are also caused by natural occurrences. A major natural occurrence is El Niño. El Niño is a climate cycle in the Pacific Ocean with a global impact on weather patterns in the cycle begins when warm water in the western tropical Pacific Ocean shifts eastward along the equator toward the coast of South America. As the warmer water shifts eastwards, the clouds and thunderstorms that produce heavy rainfall also shift eastward. When the water gets too warm around the Great Barrier Reef, the xanthellae leave the coral and this causes coral bleaching. Xanthellae is microalgae which provides coral with their nutrients and color. Without xanthellae, coral is overcome with brown-green algae and will die. Xanthellae can return, but conditions must be ideal. Coral bleaching can also be caused by pollution and widespread disease. Coral bleaching has led to more than half of the coral in the Great Barrier Reef being dead or dying to date. Some human activities that threaten the reef are pollution from factories and catchment runoff, mining, overfishing.
The Australian government is committing $171 million to strengthen and support the Great Barrier Reef, plus $70 million have been injected into the Reef Trust. The Dugong and Turtle Protection Plan also needs money for their programs. They need $2 million for a specialized Indigenous Ranger program. That way they can have better enforcement and compliance with marine conservation in the area. They need another $2 million for the Australian Crime Commission investigation into the illegal poaching, transportation, and trade of turtle and dugong meat in the Great Barrier Reef.
Nutrient cycles are the exchange of organic and inorganic matter back into the production of living matter. It is an extremely important part of the Great Barrier Reef's ecosystem. Ammonia is excreted from solid waste, uneaten food, and dead plant fragments. Nitrosomas bacteria converts ammonia to nitrite, and nitrobar bacteria converts nitrite to nitrate. The plants then use nitrates as a fertilizer. The fish eats the plants, and the cycle starts over. Nutrient enrichment has been negatively affecting the nutrient cycles because it has been linked to nutrient stress on coral reefs. Regional nutrient management is crucial for reef survival under the pressure of climate change.
A food web is a system of interlocking and independent food chains. It's generally a graphical representation of what eats what in an ecological community. A food chain only follows one path as animals find food. Example, a shark eats a fish which has eaten plankton, which has eaten algae and bacteria. The food web shows the many different paths plants and animals are connected on. Overfishing and other natural disasters are affecting animals' relationships with each other. Because with species dying off and being endangered, there are less and less things for animals to eat.
There are many things being done to help support the reef, such as the 2050 Reef Long-Term Plan, where the government invests in better land management. They also invest in improving water quality going into the reef from the catchment runoff. The Queensland government are placing a permanent ban on the disposal of dredge material in the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park and the World Heritage Area. The new Queensland government are also trying to restrict capital dredging for the development or expansion of port facilities. Other things that are being done include monitoring fishing and having protected marine sanctuaries. Under the EPBC Act, all turtles in Australian waters are listed as threatened. The dugong is also protected by the EPBC Act.
The Great Barrier Reef is a diverse and incredibly fascinating ecosystem. It is host to thousands of different land and marine species. The Great Barrier Reef plays a very important part to the Earth's ocean industries. The destruction of the Great Barrier Reef would cause devastation to a large amount of the Earth. It would affect not only the environment in a natural way, but it would also damage the economy. It would ruin fishing industries and tourism, which is a main source of income. Because of this, we need to respect the reef and realize that if we don't do our part, the reef will not be around forever.